Hello, this is yours truly, Charles Prosper, with another installment of Success Through Consistency. And I love to start my installments with saying, if you don't know who I am and what I do, I help you to achieve your most important goal through the power and the principle of consistency, along with many other success and prosperity tips that I offer you in this daily series of YouTubes. The best that I have in my personal experience and what I have learned to work very well for me. Now, in this particular installment, I want to talk about the absolutely positively best time to meditate, pray, visualize, however you want to call it, to manifest your desires. The best time to meditate, to manifest your desires, is between the hours of 3 and 5 a.m. And I'm going to explain to you why. And also, I want to explain some of the terms that I use here that I have a little bit of a problem with. I have a problem when people say I'm going to meditate, because meditating means different things to different people. I don't know what you're talking about when you say I'm going to meditate. There's different forms of meditation. Meditation basically is introspection of some sort, which can also be called prayer. Now, there are different ways that people define prayer. Prayer has to be a specific doctrine with a specific set of words in a specific religion. So prayer can mean something different depending on who you are. But an overall view, in my opinion, of what prayer is any inner communication, mental and spiritual communication with yourself and the higher part of you. I consider gratitude, being grateful, as a form of prayer. It communicates with the higher part of you. So, prayer, meditation are interchangeable in my concept. Any type of introspection which communicates through thought, mind, and spirit with the higher part of you, to me, is called prayer. And you want to call it meditation, that's fine too. And people many times use the word manifest. I want to manifest this and manifest that. That's the kind of little catchphrase too that I have a little bit of a problem with, because when we talk about manifesting, it's almost as though we're like creating something out of thin air and it's appearing in front of us through the law of attraction, which has a few flaws when people think of it as attracting something in our lives by thinking on a certain thing that's compatible with the thought that you're thinking about, because light attracts light, and then we have the law of attraction. Even, I'm kind of going all over the place before I come back to the right time to meditate. But even you have to be careful when you get too much into this manifesting thing and the law of attraction thing, because yes, the law of attraction works. What you think about expands and will appear in your life. But just because you attract something in your life doesn't mean that you're going to realize what it is that you wanted. Because even with the law of attraction, there comes a corresponding responsibility of action. That is, I see the law of attraction more as the law of opportunity. Let's say you are visualizing, affirming, feeling that you're going to meet your soulmate. And then one day you find yourself, let's say, in a public place. Let's say it's a library. And this person is sitting across from you, and it's the exact person that you visualize, very, very similar, and the person smiles and greets you and says hello, and and ask you, if you know where a certain place is, or just starts a little bit of small talk. Well, this could be the law of attraction right there, but the law of attraction is only the law of opportunity. There is some corresponding responsibility for you to take action and to do whatever it takes in the moment that you see that which you have attracted appear in your life. So it's not enough just to manifest, there's that word again, and have things show up in your life. There's also a corresponding responsibility of you to take action on that which appears in your life. And many times it may take courage to follow through on something that you've asked for. Many times you may have to use the law of immediate action and be willing to do whatever it takes. You may be visualizing more money, and then suddenly a person comes across and you can see and feel it's an obvious business opportunity because it's compatible with all of your talents and abilities. Yet if you don't take action, if you don't take immediate action and be willing to do whatever it takes and take a risk in going after that dream, that law of attraction opportunity that appeared to you is absolutely a non-issue. It's useless, because you can attract something in your life that you say that you desire, but you have to remember there's always a corresponding responsibility of action on your part to follow through and to be willing to do whatever it takes through doing to make that which you have attracted completely realized in your life. So remember, even though you may pray and meditate and visualize and all of the things that do work, when things appear coincidentally, as people say, as you have prayed for and visualized for, remember there's always going to be a corresponding responsibility to you to act to make it happen. Okay, there comes responsibility with the law of attraction, because it's only the law of opportunity. So now let's get back to the subject of today. What is the best time to pray and meditate? Absolutely, positively, it's between 3 and 5 a.m. for many reasons. One, the whole world is asleep, for the most part. At 3 a.m., 80 to 90% of the people are asleep. So there's not that activity, that hustle and bustle. There's not the distractions of the day. There's a certain sense of peace and communication that you feel with everything that's around you. It's a very quiet time of day. Scientifically, your brain waves are at the perfect time to receive information to your subconscious mind, because during sleep your brain goes through various wave cycles. Right now I'm in a cycle that's really fast. It's called alpha. Excuse me, not alpha. It's called beta. Beta is the very active state where you're conscious of everything, and you're going from here to, you're multitasking, doing this and that. And then in the sleep cycle, the waves of the brain slow down to something that's called alpha. And in the alpha state is when you start to dream, is when your subconscious is open to all of the positive ideas that can come to you. And then the cycle, which happens in 90 minutes, gets deeper, and then it goes to something called delta, which is very deep. The waves slow down, and then it's to theta, which is the very slowest waves. That's when a person is totally unconscious, probably in the state of anesthesia. Now, when you wake up at 3 to 5 a.m., within the first 20 minutes after waking up, you are in the alpha state, the state that is most receptive to receiving the impression on your subconscious mind and communicating what you feel to the universe. Now, if you notice that there's some noise in the background, I have some competition there. They're installing a security gate in my condo, so I'm gonna still roll with it. And so the idea is that from 3 to 5 a.m., you also, on some level, understand that there is subjective communication between one mind and the other. Telepathy does exist. It's hard to prove in a laboratory, because what scientists consider proof, they keep raising the bar, and nothing can really be proven. Anything anything that you consider to be proven is no more than a belief that is accepted without doubt. So even proof is a type of belief. Proof is no more than a person's belief without doubt. But beyond that, all proof is no more than belief. And so when scientists want to have something proven, their standard of belief gets higher and higher. So if a person telepathically sends a message 10 times, they say, well, it's not proof enough. We need to have them send the message 100 times. And another scientist said, well, no, we need to have them send it 1,000 times. And then that'll be proof. And somebody else says, well, no, we need to have them demonstrate it 5,000 times. So it's almost practically impossible to prove something such as this, but you have to be able to trust your own experience to know that this exists. Haven't you sat in a room, looked at behind the head of a person, staring at them, and then suddenly they turn around? Why did that happen? Because there is a subjective communication. You know this exists. You're driving on the freeway, somebody's on the car aside of you, maybe somebody you find attractive, you're trying to look at them. Immediately the person turns and looks back at you. There's a subjective communication. So during the 3 to 5 a.m. period when most people are asleep and you are meditating, visualizing, feeling, and believing and seeing the reality of that which you want to appear in your life, the people who are involved in making this happen are communicated to on a subconscious level during this time more than any other time during the day. And if you, for example, go back to sleep, your subconscious will continue working all through the night, connecting with all the people who are going to be involved in you meeting, coincidentally, in making whatever it is that you are intending to manifest happen in your life. And it happens in that magic hour between 3 and 5 a.m. This is when you can feel the most connection to God. You can just sit down and just practice gratitude for 5 or 10 minutes from 3 to 5 a.m. And you will just find yourself flooded with the feeling of love, peace, and even ideas and solutions to some of the problems that you were struggling with during the day. All of this happens between 3 and 5 a.m. This is the magic time with which you can achieve and manifest the things that hold dearly and most that are closest to your heart. This is the time that you can communicate with God more than any other time of the day, between 3 and 5 a.m. I want you to try that and just notice the peace that you see and feel during this time, because most people are not willing to do this, because 95% of people are not willing to do what the 5% of the successful people are. And the thing is that once when you do this, say if you wake up at 3, 4 or 5 a.m. and you practice this, maybe you may sometimes get so intense and deep in the meditation, and when you try to go back to sleep, you may have roused yourself from sleep, and you might find it a little bit difficult going back to sleep, but just relax, give yourself a little time, you'll go back to sleep. So this is the time that you are to practice your meditation more than any other, between 3 and 5 a.m. And if you have been noticing, let's say that recently that spontaneously you're waking up at 3:33 or 4 and not knowing why, it's because God is waking you up to get up to communicate at that particular time. Okay, that's been my take for the day. If you like this, give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe, thumbs up, and join my Facebook group at Success Through Consistency. And I'll see you again tomorrow. If you show up, I'll be here too. Okay, thank you so much.